Bringing it back home here to Colorado, there's currently a lot of work going on to help preserve the history that is rich right here in our state. Well, Jennifer Origo Charles, the executive director at Colorado Preservation Incorporated, joins us with more. It's good to have you. How are you?
Thank you. Hi, I'm well.
Well, first off, let's learn about the preservation efforts going on right now in Colorado.
Yeah, well, let me tell you a little bit about our organization.
Sure.
We're Colorado Preservation, so we work statewide. We're a nonprofit organization that promotes history and heritage. And so a lot of the places that we're working with, we're working directly with communities to help save some of the places that are threatened across our wonderful state.
That is amazing work, first of all. And Saving Places, by the way, is celebrating their 40th anniversary this year. Give us a few highlights from over the years and what's reached to you most.
Sure. Well, so, there's a lot of different ways that we put our mission in action. And one of it is this idea of saving places. It's all about kind of saving communities and giving that unique sense of place that we are so fortunate to have in Colorado. So for over 40 years, we've been working with different projects, everything from historic railroad depots to old granaries. I mean, this is a fantastic example of one that's been turned into a coffee shop and a bar. We've got a grant from the National Park Service to give money directly to some communities, so you're seeing some of the projects there. And we've worked to help raise money for projects like the Dome. This is Mesa Verde, the Farview Visitor Center. It's really all about finding a new use for some of these places. Some have been vacant for a long time. And really looking at ways that we can adapt historic places so they're relevant to current and future generations.
And we've seen some of these historic sites become something else, and we love going there, and it always adds just an extra level of like specialness when you're there because you knew it was something before. Why is it so important to care about these historic sites?
Well, it's so much more than just because they're old we have to save it, right? You can't save everything that's historic. And so you look at all these places individually and see, what's the greater story that could be told here? What is the culture that we're celebrating? What is the core of Colorado that can continue on through some of these places? And so for us, it's all about that identity of place and creating that sense of place. So when you're driving around the state and you want to stop in at a historic hotel and have some coffee in a great coffee shop that was an old building at one point. It's really kind of experiencing these places that need to continue.
It's so neat. Now there's a big Saving Places conference coming up. This sounds pretty interesting. Now, what happens at this conference?
It's a conference for everyone. We obviously have professionals in the field that are working directly with saving the places. We've got contractors, architects, city planners. But, if you're an individual interested in history and heritage, or if you have a historic building, you can attend and really get connected with the funders that have money available for your project, as well as those that are working directly in the trades and could help you with your individual project.
It's a good networking experience, of course. Now, what are some of your favorite parts of the conference, or maybe some that you would really recommend somebody who's thinking about coming out?
Yeah, well, we always have fantastic tours. So, we're going to be in Boulder for the conference. So Chautauqua is a tour, looking at some of the historic neighborhoods, looking at mid-century modern resources and kind of exploring downtown Boulder and seeing, what they've done in the field of preservation. But also our speakers, we have Governor Colas that is going to be joining us Wednesday morning. So quite a few that are looking at the topic of resiliency and sustainability and, how historic preservation has a role in all of this.
That is wonderful and a very neat opportunity. Now, will Colorado's, with this conference, everybody can come. It doesn't necessarily have to be somebody who's in this line of work.
Exactly.
Everybody could learn from this.
Exactly. And like I mentioned, if you're looking for funders, if you're looking for those that can do the work, or if you're just looking to learn more about Colorado's history, this is a conference for you.
This is for you. Okay, will Colorado's most endangered places also be announced at the conference this year? How does all that come together?
Yeah, so some of the images that you saw were projects that we're working on through this program that we have. And so it's known as Colorado's Most Endangered Places. The public lets us know of threatened places that are, of value. And each year we select a few that we'll be working with directly to help save. And so those are announced at the conference. And we have little videos that kind of talk about not only It's past and what it's going through now, but what the future could be.
That is so neat, and I'm sure you get a bunch of submissions, and they all are unique in their own way. But how can people watching this morning learn more about the organization and the work?
I would say go to our website, start there, coloradopreservation.org. There's lots of information on how you can get involved with us. Every summer we have weekend workshops, so we can take you directly to one of these endangered places that we're working to save. So if you have a few hours, you can directly, work on the project that we're doing at the time.
I love this so much. Well, definitely a unique thing, and great work to you and the organization as well. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Okay, everyone. Well, the Savings Places Conference is taking place January the 31st, and it's going to go all the way through February the 2nd at the Embassy Suites in Boulder. Now, if you would like tickets and more info, just head to coloradopreservation.org.